Hello guys, Crispy here. Welcome back to another video. In this one I'm gonna be testing the GTX 1066GB. As you can see over here in MSI Afterburner and here in GeForce Experience, we're running the latest drivers from NVIDIA, optimized for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone, which is of course the Battle Royale mode for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. And this GPU is actually the Gaming X version from MSI. It comes a little bit overclocked out of the box, and I pushed it a little bit more here, plus 120 MHz on the core, plus 400 MHz on the memory. It is running at 2070 something, 2063 MHz here. I am running of course the Ryzen 7 3700X and 16 gigs of RAM. Of course you don't need these specs to not bottleneck this GPU here. A Ryzen 5 2600 or 1600 AF, something like that, should be enough to achieve the same frame rates as we're about to see in this video. Okay, we're gonna be testing of course at 1080p as well as 1440p, just like we did with the 1650 Super and for example the RX 580. So starting off at 1080p low settings, of course. These are the low settings that I'm gonna use in this one. The texture resolution is on high settings because it makes the game look a lot better and it doesn't really impact your FPS. Everything else is disabled or on the lowest settings possible. These two caches are enabled because they help getting a few more FPS. Everything else over here is set to low or disabled, as you can see right now. So let's get into the game, my friends, and we're getting decent-ish FPS here in the plane. This cutscene is like the most intensive part of our gameplay session over here, so once you're down there or even here in the plane rendering the entire map at once, you can see that you get way more FPS than inside of the plane right there. So okay, we're good. Let's start counting the FPS over here. As you can see, we're getting really decent FPS, kind of a bit better than the 1650 Super, to be honest. Maybe, I'm not really sure, it's too soon to tell. The 1650 Super got an average of, oh my gosh, wait a second. Come over here, dude. Okay, I missed. God, gosh damn it, come on. Oh my god, that took forever. Okay. Alright, let's go, grab a few bullets here and get out of here. Oh Jesus, alright. As I was saying, the 1650 Super got an average, oh gosh, I missed, of 105 or 108 FPS here, so we should expect kind of the same performance coming from the 1066GB. They're very close in performance, although I would expect the 1650 Super to do a little bit better here in this game because it's a DirectX 12 game and the new NVIDIA architecture, the Turing architecture, runs a little bit better in DirectX 12 compared to Pascal, which is of course the architecture that we got in the GTX 1060. But overall, guys, I think they're running pretty similarly to each other so far, which is interesting to see. Where's the other guy? There was one. There's another one there. Oh yeah, one down over here. Let's go. Where's the other one? Come on. He's probably reviving this one, so I'm just gonna get out of here. This is a really good weapon, isn't it, guys? Okay, there's a guy there. Alright. Hit him a few times, so we probably should move here. There's a ton of people in this little city, and as you can see, my friends, we're getting pretty much the same averages and pretty much the same FPS, 1% lows as the 1650 Super. So that means that both of these GPUs, the 1066GB as well as the 1650 Super, are running a little bit slower than, for example, the RX 570 from AMD, which is not the norm. Usually these GPUs run a little bit faster than the 570. They're usually very close to, for example, the RX 580, but not in this game, as this game is a DirectX 12 title. Of course, it runs a lot better in AMD GPUs, so the AMD GPUs can actually take advantage of all of the horsepower that they boast. That's enough here for 1080p with the low settings. As you can see, our averages and 1% lows are just a few frames below what we got with the GTX 1650 Super. Alright, here we go, 2560 by 1440. We're still using the same settings over here. High settings on the texture and everything else is on the lowest, except for the caches, of course. So can we hold 60 FPS here at this resolution? I don't think so. This will get pretty much the same FPS as the 1650 Super, so that means that we are gonna be dropping into the 50s a few times here and there. Nothing major really, but for example, the RX 580 quality was always, and I mean always, above 60 FPS here at 1440p low settings. So you know what, I should probably make another RX 570 video because I didn't really expect it to perform that good, to be honest. So that means that the RX 570 can actually play this game at 1440p, and yeah, I only tested 1080p at low, medium and high settings and in that card. So let me know if you guys want me to do that in the comments down below. And this GPU is not running the game badly here, it's completely playable at 1440p, but for example with the RX 580 I said that if you wanted to upgrade your monitor and maybe later upgrade your GPU, you could do that definitely and get a 1440p monitor and still being able to achieve 60 plus FPS at all times, 100% of the time in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Battle Royale, which is really demanding, but at the same time really well optimized considering the size of the map and the player count and all of the detail in the map as well. This is really impressive, to be honest. Okay, well guys, let's just venture out of downtown and see our FPS somewhere else. So the map is completely huge, it's impossible for me to test it everywhere, you know, but I think the FPS are very consistent between all of the areas. You get pretty much the same FPS like in all of the map, really. You get like 50 to 70 FPS all of the time. It's not like Apex Legends where you got like a 120 FPS average and the FPS range from like 50 to 210 or 240 or something like that, you know. This one is much more consistent, which of course means that it's well optimized, and the difference between this mode and the multiplayer is like what, around 10 to 20% maybe at most. So it's really impressive. Okay, so they've definitely done a very good job in terms of optimization. The gameplay feels smooth as well, which is awesome. Of course, Call of Duty style, and I don't have shields. I just noticed that right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, should we do this? Okay, no shields on that guy. This is bad, guys. We shouldn't have done that, probably. I thought I could kill him with those shots, but nope. You know what, guys? It's still playable at 1440p, but of course, if you want to play competitively, you really want to hold those 60 FPS all of the time, and it's just not really that possible. Oh, come on. How did that miss? I'm just gonna stay here now. Okay, let's switch to high settings at 1080p. We got a 69 FPS average. Amazing stuff right there, and 49% lows. Okay guys, here we go. 1920 by 1080 again, and this time around everything is maxed out except for a few settings. Of course, DirectX ray tracing is disabled because, well, nobody should use that really, and it's only the shadows that are ray traced in this game, so it's pretty negligible and you're probably not gonna notice anyways. And over here, anti-aliasing is set to SMA T2X instead of Filmic SMA T2X because I feel like the maxed out setting over here makes the game blurry. Everything else here is disabled because I don't really like these effects as well. So okay, so this is high settings at 1080p. Let's start counting the FPS over here. Still decent, you know. I'm expecting a 60 plus FPS experience here with the 1066 gigabyte. The 580, for example, got like an average of around 80 to 90 FPS here using these settings, I think, which was pretty damn incredible and very smooth. The guys are still there. What the heck? Okay, we should probably go this way then. Here's the hospital. Alright, looking pretty in all of its glory. It's pretty huge. Everything here is so huge, my friends. There's so much stuff and so many angles to look out for. It's, oh my god. It actually feels a bit too big, to be honest, the map, at least to me. Let's go to downtown over there, see our FPS there once again at high settings now. So far, it's been okay. Our 100% lows are a bit low right there, probably because those little spikes in the frame rate and frame time graph, those aren't really noticeable for me, to be honest. I am very picky when it comes to stuttering, and I can't really tell that those spikes are there. So that tells you something, you know? If I didn't have the frame time or frame rate graphs right there, I wouldn't be able to say that the game is stuttering or not. So I guess this is good. It's still a very smooth experience, and you shouldn't really worry about stuttering issues even when playing at high textures, because yeah, of course it's more VRAM. Right, so around here you can see that we are getting a bit better FPS than we were outside of downtown. So it seems like downtown isn't really the most demanding area right here, despite being one of the most detailed areas with tons of buildings around you and stuff like that. Usually these are the most demanding areas, or the tree areas, you know, the forest areas, but not in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Everything is so well optimized that you get pretty much the same FPS everywhere you go, or in the ballpark at least. So you can see that over here it's quite an open area. You get a few less FPS than right there when licking walls and stuff, but it's still above 60. It's still very nice, very good experience. So if you want a 60 plus FPS experience in Call of Duty Battle Royale, Warzone, whatever you want to call it, you know, you can have it here. It's almost not a 60 plus FPS experience because the 1% lows are so low, but I didn't really see the FPS drop that far into the 50s. You know, the lowest that I've seen so far was probably like 61, 62. So there's a ton of people just fighting around here. I'm hearing a lot of shots, and we probably should play at 1440p high right now. I think we got basically the same FPS both on average and 1% lows as the GTX 1650 Super. Once again, 2560 by 1440. Here we go, 1440p with the high settings. Keep in mind that the RX 580, for example, still got above 60 FPS on average, and the 1% lows were still in the 50s. I'm not really sure if this is gonna hold up to that. Probably not really. We're seeing the FPS in the mid 40s right now. So yeah, guys, it seems like the RX 580 is definitely aging a bit better than the 1066 gigabytes. So that's very interesting to see, my friends. It's still playable, you know, 40 something FPS is definitely still okay to play with. I'm just not real. Oh, the guy spotted me, I think. Yep, he has a sniper. Oh boy, okay. Oh, he has the squad right there with him, so we're just gonna move away from here. 3 guys over there. Oh, one of them has a sniper rifle. Oh boy. Oh Jesus. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna move out of the circle, guys, if you don't mind me. Yep. Oh, the gas is actually coming. I wasn't really aware of that. I've actually never seen the gas over here in this game. It looks meh. Alright. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. We're going now. So where the heck are the bad guys at right now? I'm not really sure. But as you can probably tell, guys, if you want a 60 plus FPS experience, 1440p isn't really gonna give you that with the 1066 gigabytes. I think in the multiplayer, for example, you were able to get really good FPS at 1440p low settings, like around 80 FPS on average, and never drop into the 50s. But this is a completely different beast altogether. So yeah, it doesn't really surprise me that it can't really hold 60 FPS even at low settings at 1440p. It is close, but it doesn't do it. Okay, that's good to know. Oh my god, that was really bad, guys. Okay, yeah, I can't really do anything below 60 FPS, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm very sorry. I'm gonna try to get this guy here in the gulag as well. Jesus, that is loud as heck. Okay. Oh, alright, yeah, not gonna happen. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, stick to 1080p if you have a 1060, and I will be back soon with another video. So, thank you so much for watching. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.